Hello, everybody. Very good afternoon to our first live interaction. Very good afternoon to all of you. If you like on the chat, if you want to introduce yourself, you can do that because we are going to be building a community of all of us learners from anywhere in the world and of any age, but with a common interest to learn about photography and photojournalism. So I invite you to introduce yourself if you like on the chat. You can just give your name and where you are from, if you're a student or you're a professional. So that helps us to get to know each other as well and support each other to learn in the coming 15 weeks, 13 more weeks to go. So yeah. And also, if you have any specific questions regarding the course, because we've just started off. So if you have any specific questions regarding the course, you're welcome to either put them on the chat or you can unmute yourself and speak out. All right. So that's the way we start, and let's see how the flow goes. We are going to get into our third week. I just joined 2 days back. Is that fine? No problem, Harsh, because the whole idea of an online course is that it gives us the opportunity to learn at our own convenient time and place. If we were in a school or a college or a university, we are bound by the structure of how the classes are held. But an online course typically gives you the freedom to access the content at your own convenience. But then all the more, it's important that we are disciplined, because when there is no structure, we have a temptation not to do things on time. And then what happens? Things build up. And then suddenly you feel you have a mountain to deal with. But if you keep doing work regularly, it will not be a problem. I will kind of give a general orientation towards the second half of the meeting. But first, I would like to take on questions. Shilpi has raised her hand. Yes, Shilpi, go ahead. You can unmute yourself. If you want to open up your camera, that's welcome too. Yeah, please. Shilpi Sahu. Shilpi Sahu. Shilpi, that was my mistake. Okay, that's all right. Ma'am, I don't understand second week's practical assignment. Okay, second week's practical. First, let's go to the first week's practical assignment. The introductions have started coming in. Mr. Ravi Nair is explaining and introducing himself. Likewise, thank you, Mr. Ravi Nair. I just quickly had a look at the introduction. Welcome to the course, and it's really nice. We will go through all the introductions in a little while, and each one of you can put your introductions down here. So let me start with the question on the assignment. Now, the first assignment that I've given last week was on representing an emotion, that you should be able to capture or show a certain emotion, any emotion, through a composition that you have taken. If you have a DSLR camera, you can use that. If you don't, you can use your mobile, because we are not talking about technology here right now. We're talking about your ability to see something and to record it through your camera and to share it with others. So we started with looking at finding an emotion and capturing it, so that if, say, 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 or hundreds of people look at your photograph, there should be something in that photograph that catches my attention and makes me see it and, oh, wow, something is happening here. Building on the first assignment of practical photography, which is emotion, the second assignment, which has been released, I think, yesterday or this morning, is about, for example, let's say you choose me, you know me, you've chosen me as your subject. Now, you will take a close-up, and a close-up would mean typically a close-up till about here. And in that close-up, you will try and catch a moment of me in a certain emotion, doing something or being something, which is given in the instructions, which is called a portrait. You will try and attempt taking a portrait of mine or a close-up shot, which reveals me in a way that is true to me. Now, the other photograph you have to take of me is not only a close-up, but what I have called a wide-angle shot or an environmental portrait. For example, I'm a teacher and I'm teaching. So you have a close-up of mine where you try and bring out some emotion, some feeling, something about me as a person in that photograph. So you have to be patient. You have to see which is a good moment, take many, many shots, not one, and then decide which is the best shot that represents me, the kind of light that's falling on me, my profile, the way I'm looking, what is the expression on my face. All of that as a photographer, you're going to sense and then make a photograph with me being represented as your subject with a certain emotion. Now, the other photograph you will take of me will be a wide-angle shot, or what we're calling is an environmental portrait. In an environmental portrait, that means you will show me in my environment. So my environment is the classroom, and I'm here or in a studio, and I'm doing something, and you are taking a picture of me doing something which shows my context, my physical location or my environment. So people can make out that Radhika is not only a person sitting on a chair or a table, but she's sitting on a chair or a table or standing in a classroom with 60 other people. And in that particular context, again, you try and take an angle and try and represent me doing my work in the best way you think you can show me in the photograph, which is also a portrait of mine, but it's called an environmental portrait. All right. So is that clear, Shilpi, and to everybody, that what am I talking about is one, like a close-up of the person, and one, a longer view where you see me in the context and you establish it. Now, I will be sharing with you, I don't know if my team, Mr. Balamurugan, has the examples of portraits been shared? Has the email been sent? Okay. First and foremost, tell me, are you, all of you who are here right now in the live interaction, just put a Y. Have you all getting all the emails? Did you, for example, get the welcome email? And did you get the email regarding links to various portraits? Did you get the links to the various portraits, which will help you to do your assignment?
Yes.
Great. Wonderful. Wonderful. So the reason I'm giving you these extra links to look at, because, this is photography. You don't really have to read so much. You have to watch. You have to see. You have to observe. And you have to get an idea of how are you going to be able to get the essence of a particular moment so that you can record it through your camera and then share it with the world, right? And it does need a quality of openness, anticipation, and patience. That things may not happen the way we want them to happen. So if we are kind of waiting and we are patient, something may happen and we are ready. So we are anticipating. We get it on our sensor. I mean, on our card. Now, earlier it used to be the film, but now it's your card. And you've got that image, and later you can go through these images and see out of the 7 or 8 or 10 or 12 you took, which is the one that works the best, which is the one that represents your subject in the most suitable manner. All right. And photography is a lot about connecting with people, sensing people or objects or animals, depending on, or landscape, depending on the kind of photography you're doing. And it's good to take extra shots and then later see, because we always had the advantage to delete them, what we don't need. And these are very simple exercises that I'm giving, very, very simple, because the idea is to start from the very beginning, to start with looking at emotion, which is so important. When we're representing a fact, even there is some emotion. And if you can get that little moment of an emotion, that picture will stand out of the crowd from other pictures which are just giving the facts. So that was the first exercise. And the second exercise is take any one person. The same person will be the subject for both the photographs. One is a close-up, One, it's an environmental portrait. So we get to know about a person, kind of zoomed into the person and in the context. And we'll build on it as we go along. You will do a photo story later on and you'll build on it. So then these are the building blocks. Okay, so that's it. What's next? Next question. Please ask questions because that's the way I can then understand exactly what you're looking for. Yeah, for both the assignments, the due date is 30th of September. And the reason I keep it as 30th of September, because this course, the people will keep joining the course until 31st of August. The Government of India, Ministry of Education opens the registration for SWAYAM courses till 31st of August. So the last person who will join the course will join on the 31st of August, which means she or he or they will see the first week content only in the first week of September. And the second week content they will see in the second week of September. So it is for those people who will join at the very end that the deadline has been kept until the end of September. So they can browse through the content for all the latecomers and catch up and do the assignments. For all of you, it's a choice. If you want to do it this week or next week or the week after or later on, it's your choice. I mean, the idea is to learn and keep practicing. And whenever you feel you've got photographs which you feel satisfied with, you feel happy with, you can submit them as your assignment. I'll just have a look at the chat if there's anything here. Okay, so Shilpi is asking, are we expected to edit our photos in Lightroom before posting as an assignment? No, Shilpi. You're not expected to edit your photos in Lightroom because please understand, we are getting into photojournalism and we are not really doing a course on creative photography where you can use a lot of image processing to make your image look better, change the contrast, change the saturation, crop it. Of course, cropping is, you can always do, because if you're not happy with the original frame and you think you want to eliminate certain parts of your original composition and you want to crop it, that you can always go ahead and do. And if you really, really feel that certain image processing is required, you could even do that perhaps. But the idea here is, like I said, we are starting right from the very beginning, from the building blocks, which is how do we see, how do we interact with the world, how do we relate to what faces our camera, and how do we make a picture out of that moment that we encounter. So your attention has to be on observation, on anticipation, on composition, on creating compositions which convey stories, which tell about people in a way that you can connect. Your photograph can connect with many other human beings. That is just not a flat photograph. Your attention should be there. So if you feel Lightroom is necessary for a little bit of image processing, you can do that. But you're not expected to do any major editing at all except cropping. That also, you are the owner of your photograph. So if you feel you want it, please go ahead and do it. Okay, so do we get submission? Do we get feedback after the photos we have sent? Shaina, yes, Shaina, you will get feedback. I will be meeting all of you every 2 weeks. So 2 weeks from now, again, we are going to meet on a Sunday. If at all there have been some submissions until then I would go through them. And I would put in a line definitely and give you feedback as a kind of a written comment. But if you're open that your work is being shared with this community, like I said, we are a small community and a community of aspiring learners who want to share with each other, and we all can learn from each other. I'm not the only one to teach you. I'm very sure that I will learn with each one of you as we go along, as I have done in the previous 3 years of running this course since 2021. This is my 4th year, And I really, really enjoy each and every year running this course and getting to know new people from all over the world. I see somebody from Italy is here who has written that he's traveled to India and now he's joined this course. I welcome you. I think Claudio, if I got the name right, and it's really wonderful. So Claudio Avelia from Italy, who had spent time in Bhopal, and he would like to narrate my trip and the topics I'm deepening. That's absolutely wonderful, Claudio, and so that's great. You see, there are people from other countries, there are people from within India, there are students, there are older people. So the idea is to share, express, and get a momentum to accelerate your learning in photography and photojournalism. And I will definitely give you feedback, because this is why the space is here, to take your questions and to maybe bring in some other experts, like if Gurinder Osan is free or Desikan Krishnan is free, or I can manage. I usually invite them also to join me for these interactions. We'll have a World Photography Day special event as well, which is on 21st of August. And I will also be organizing a photo contest, and in which you will all make photographs and submit them. And you will stand to win cash prizes and certificates. So the whole idea is to encourage everybody to learn, enjoy the process of learning, but not in a spirit of competition, in a spirit of collaboration, that we can help each other to learn so that everybody can be a good photographer and photojournalist. Hussain, how many photographs for each assignment? You have to click on the assignment and see. Very clearly, I have given 2 photographs for assignment 1 and 2 photographs for assignment 2. In SWAYAM, each assignment is for 100 marks, and then it's scaled down. The internal assessments get scaled down to 30% of the, you should do minimum 5 assignments, but I encourage people to do as many as they like, and then I take the 5 highest scores. And those 5 highest scores of 500 marks are weighted by the SWAYAM NTA, team, which does the calculation of the assessments, down to 30%, and your final exam is 30%. All right. So basically, in each and every assignment that I give you, you will see very clearly that there is the instructions are very clearly given, because every year I improve by running the course. So if you go to the assignment, you'll find what is the assignment, what is expected, how you have to format it, how do you have to upload it, what's the name of the file, you must name it in the way it's been given in the format. It should not be larger than 10 MB, I think. Otherwise, you will not be able to upload it. It will not go as an attachment. So you will have to, if it's a very, raw file or whatever, then the raw file you can't really upload. It'll be a very heavy file. So definitely you will have to go online on any, compression kind of a converter and bring down your picture to less than 10 MB to upload on the not Google Classroom, on the SWAYAM dashboard. Ajit is asking, can you give some information about the exam, how it will be and where it will be held? So Ajit Kumar, the exam for photojournalism is conducted by NTA, and NTA already, they have announced the tentative date. When you join the course, the tentative date was given as I think 8th December, if I recall correctly, but they might change it later on, but definitely it will be somewhere in December. And your MCQs, your multiple choice question assignments, will all be open. I'll come to progress question. Your MCQ assignments, which will be around 10, I think. You may have 9 or 10 MCQ assignments till the end of the course. They will stay open till 31st of October, which is the last date of the course. Now, the last date of the course means the last date for you to upload your assignments. Why are MCQs kept till the last date, till 31st October? Because the system has been fed the key. The moment you will give your submit your assignment on the dashboard, automatically your assignment will be evaluated with the given key. It does not have to be done manually. So there's no problem. So all MCQs I keep till the last date of the course, 31st October. Assignments where I have to manually check them, like the photographs you're submitting, that no AI or bot or any machine is going to check them. That will be evaluated by a human being, and which takes time, right? So that is why for your written assignments and for the practical photography, the deadline was going to be given up till the end of September or maybe the first week of October, so that I have enough time to assess all of them by the 31st of October. Because even for me, the dashboard will close and I will also not be able to access the assignments after the 7th of November, something like that. And so I also have to finish the evaluation, upload the marks. And once I upload the marks on the SWAYAM dashboard, they will come back to you. You will get to know your internal marks. And the external exam, they will call for registration. NTA will announce somewhere in, I think, September or October, that you have to register for the exam. The exam is optional. A lot of people don't register for the exam, but the ones who register for the exam, they register because either they want the SWAYAM certification, or if they are studying in a college or university, they want to get the credits into the degree program. And to get the credits in the degree program, you have to have the SWAYAM certificate, which then you will submit to your college or university. After the certificate comes, and you will get your credits included into whichever degree you're doing, UG or PG, for the subject called photojournalism. So those who are desiring to give the exam, they will have to register for the exam. There would be a nominal examination fee, which the NTA charges. You would have to pay that, register for the exam, and then they will give you an option to give 3 preferences of where you want to take the exam. Usually people give their own location, their own hometown, and then one other or 2 other places close by. And then it's finally NTA's decision that it allocates a center to you. So the exam, hopefully, for example, if you're living in Chennai, the exam would probably happen in some college or some center in Chennai. It will be a 3 hours exam, and you would go in, you would give the exam and come out, and that's it. Yeah. So Deshna, I think you joined late. I have explained about the assignment already. So, but I'll repeat again. In the assignment, I have written very clearly that choose any one person from your family or a friend or your locality, neighborhood, school, college, your community, anybody who you think can be the subject. And that same person, you will take a close-up or a portrait, and you will take a wide-angle shot or an environmental portrait. An email has been sent to you with various examples of environmental portraits and portraits, including work of Mr. Raghu Rai. His portraits are there as well. Now, why am I sharing all these resources with all of you? And you have a lot of time to submit your photographs, so don't hurry. First, study. See good photographs. See the photographs of Steve McCurry. See the photographs of Raghu Rai. See the environmental portraits of Selva Prakash Lakshmanan. See different professional people's works and how they are making photographs. How are they making portraits, both which are close-ups, like up close, and also environmental portraits. Study them, understand them, then look around you wherever you go and start taking portraits. Take quite a few of different people. Then sit down and analyze which photograph you think is your best, that you want to submit as an assignment. So you should be taking a lot more pictures, and what you think is your best subject, 2 photographs of that you must submit. But explore. Don't be in a hurry to give the assignment. Enjoy the process of learning. I think that's more important. Farhan, the semester exam will not collide with the examination date because NTA is run by the central government of India, by the Ministry of Education. And when the SWAYAM courses exams are conducted, all the vice chancellors and all the college principals of this country are sent an email and a letter by the Ministry of Education that no exams should be conducted on the days that the SWAYAM exams are being conducted, so that the students don't face a problem. Since it is managed by the central government of India, it's the government of India and the Ministry of Education, SWAYAM comes under it. They take care to inform that no exam schedules of any college and university should clash with the SWAYAM exam, because you are going to get credits for giving the SWAYAM exam and they will be a part of your degree. Therefore, this is also academic work, so it cannot interfere with others. So that you don't have to worry. Okay. Let me see if there are any more questions. About the progress, Bidan, it says 0% course progress. Please describe. I already complete all video. I have a very humble request to all of you that forget about this progress. This is something automated which is there in the SWAYAM dashboard. It has never worked for the last 3 years, and the learners panic and they say it is 0% progress, and I have seen the videos. Now, I do not know how the system is calculating the progress, and a lot of students over the years have had problems with this, and I tell them ignore this, because I am your course coordinator. I am the one who has set the multiple choice questions. I have the one who set the assignments, all the assignments, practical photography, written assignments, as well as your multiple choice questions. And I'm the one who will be evaluating the subjective written assignments and the photography assignments. The multiple choice questions key has been given by me, and I have set the questions and they will be evaluated. So you will get 30% marks for internal assessments based on the 5 highest scores of your 5 assignments out of how many ever you attend, 10, 12, 13. But you must attempt at least 500 marks. One assignment is 100 marks. So if you attempt 10, and I will take manually, I will select in your name, which are your 5 highest marks. I will select them, make an average, send it to the team at Delhi, which will then convert it to 30% for internal assessment. And the remaining 70% you will get for your final exam. So this is what progress is about: internal assessment and external exam. Whatever the SWAYAM dashboard talks about course progress, it doesn't affect me at all. It doesn't affect you at all. So just ignore that. What you should be doing, very important, is joining the group discussion forum. How many of you have joined the group discussion forum? Put a yes, put a Y. Put a Y. Have you joined the group discussion forum? Okay, so I see a couple of eyes. Okay, how many of you have not joined the group discussion forum? Put an N. No. Put an N. You can put an N. Okay, so Claudio, you have not joined the group discussion forum. Ajit, you have not joined the group discussion forum. Mr. Balamurgan, can you do a demo of the group discussion forum, how to join it? Mr. Balamurgan, you have the dashboard open? Do you have? Please just, you can share your screen, and so that it will help all the people who are online. Those, even the learner from Italy who's here, he also has not joined the group discussion forum. So it would be helpful for them if you can just show them how they can click. And actually, I think I'm sending you the link. In all my emails, I've sent the link that if you click there, you can join the group. I think so, right, Mr. Balamurgan? We're sharing it, right? Yeah. But anyway, let's quickly have a little demo. Let's do a demo for the benefit of those who've not joined as yet. Jonas, the first week assignment due date is until 30th of September. I think probably you joined late, Jonas. But the course is open for joining till 31st of August. So we will have people joining until the end of August, which means till 1 more month. So all those people who will join us on the 31st of August, they have to start with the first week lessons in September, right? So to give them the benefit of getting in touch with the course content, finding out everything, doing the assignments, the last date of assignments that I give is 30th of September, is the first deadline for any practical work. Subsequently, what I give assignments, I will maybe give the second week or the first week of October. So you have enough time to do your assignments. And that time you should use by looking through all the links that I'm giving to you. For the assignment, please check my emails. My emails that I sent you, I will always, I'm going to unpin myself here. Yeah. So this is the group. Mr. Balamurugan. Yeah. So this is the group discussion forum here. So we can see that people have started joining here and they have started writing here. So this is like a sort of a Google group. All right. And the link is there in every email. Like you got the email the email to join today's session. In that same email, I will have sent you a link saying that click here to join the group. So once you click on the link, you'll become a part of the discussion forum or the Google group for the course. And you can send any questions you have, any doubts, any comments, any queries. You can even share photographs on this discussion forum. You take some pictures, because all of us, and you should always, Mr. Balamurugan, you should do a demo of reply to all, that share to all, please. Can you just show it so that they should select sharing with all? Otherwise, only I will receive the email. Just do a demo of that. It's very important when I get a message from anyone, I reply to all. And even when you send the message, you should send to the entire group. What happens then? Then it's a group, right? It's a discussion group. Then all of us will be in the loop and we all can listen to each other. I mean, not listen here. Listening is only on the Google Meet, but we can read each other's views and comments and react to each other. But if you only select the course ID, which is CEC 24 something something, if you only select that course ID, then only I get your email. But if you select, Mr. Balamurugan, please do a demo of that. Okay, so maybe he'll just do a demo. So like I just said, just show that you're sending a mail, just compose a mail that from here or reply to somebody. Take anyone, Prateek. Prateek is asking about lesson progress. So open that mail and show how we are replying. So they also learn that they must select a reply to all. Otherwise, only Prateek will get the response and you all will not get the response. But when I reply to Prateek, I reply to everybody so that other people will also learn if they may have the same question that Prateek has. So this is a group space where the idea is that we are sharing with each other. Just open any email, Mr. Balamurugan, and reply. And then so we can see it on screen. Do a demo, please. Mr. Balamurugan is a production assistant with Educational Multimedia Research Center, which is the center where this course was produced. And EMRC is also the center where I'm the director in charge. And we continue to create a lot of e-content in other subjects as well for other course coordinators and, whatever. Ma'am, you were an alumni. No, Mr. Balamurugan. Right now, we only see I see the main page of your inbox. So I cannot. I think you have to share the tab or whatever. When you open that, you'll have to share that tab or window. I don't know how you are doing it. Yeah, Farhan, I was alumni at Jamia Millia Islamia. I graduated from Jamia Millia Islamia doing MA Mass Communication in 1992. And then subsequently, long after that, I did my PhD also from AJK MCRC Jamia Millia Islamia. So I'm happy to connect to you. And which subject are you studying in Jamia, Farhan? What are you doing? Ajit Kumar, Joseph, what do you mean by discussion? Law student? Wonderful. Okay, very nice. Great. Great. It's very nice to see that you are studying law, but you also have an interest in photography. I mean, to do photography and photojournalism, we could be from any discipline, right? Because it's a visual medium and we all want to connect with others and look at the popularity of, Instagram and social media. I mean, I started a official account for the department where I teach in Pondicherry University, the Department of Electronic Media and Mass Communication. We have an Instagram handle where we started it about 3 or 4 months ago because I think it's so important to communicate through this very contemporary and popular social media format where everybody wants to be connected. And this is a place which now the younger generation especially hangs around a lot and shares content. So, and photography is one way that you express yourself and all these media. Great to know you. Great to know all of you. Mr. Balamurugan, your screen's gone. Try once again. Try just share the thing of how, because that will be very helpful to everybody. But it's not difficult, when you are we will see it's like an email. In an email, we say reply and we have an option of reply to all, like a normal Gmail, right? We have just reply to the person who sent it to us, or if there are 3 or 4 people, reply to all. Here, when you do reply to all, the group ID, it goes back to the group ID, which means everybody gets to see your response. And so do I. And that's what I do when I reply to any, no, your email is coming right now. This link to join the meeting. This is you've gone out of the dashboard, Mr. Balamurugan. On the screen, what we see is your email. So the discussion forum, once you share, you attach a photograph and you send it, and you're sending it to the group ID and to all. From your end, I mean, he has to tell us. Then everybody will see your photographs and people can start to comment on them and share their feedback on the photographs. I will also do that. So the discussion forum is a space for comments, for questions, for doubts, and for sharing your photographs as well. Yeah. What else? Are there any other questions? We have had 3 or 4. So Ravi Nair ji is interested in, he lives in Dubai and he's 64 years old. He started photography 49 years ago. Very interesting, very nice. And so we have Prabhanjana, who's worked as a photojournalist. Very nice. So Arya, great. Arya has done English language and literature and loves photography. Welcome, Arya. Claudio, we've already been introduced to him. And the others have not introduced themselves. You're welcome to introduce yourselves. If you are comfortable, you can. Harsh, I can't really give you any suggestion on buying a DSLR because there are hundreds of DSLRs out there in the market. You really have to browse and see what is your need, what kind of camera do you want. It's an entry level. What is your budget? What kind of lenses do you want to invest in? You want a basic kit or whatever. So I think buying a camera is a very personal decision and you should not rush into it. You should think about it, look at reviews, talk to other people, and then take a camera that suits the kind of assignments or subjects that you think you would be dealing with. All right. But you would be introduced to the basics of the mechanics of photography. Then the choice of taking which camera is really a personal choice because so many new cameras are coming up every day. Canon has something, Nikon has something, Olympus has something, Leica has something. There's so many brands out there. It can be pretty kind of confusing. So, and new cameras are coming in with new kind of technologies. So you really have to see which fits your bill. Mr. Balamurugan, I just see the group page and nothing else. Yeah, that's something. Just show that, because right now we don't see that. We just see your inbox. Okay. Can we share photos other than the assignment photos? Of course, Shilpi. Of course. That's exactly what I'm saying. On the discussion forum, you can start sharing photographs other than the assignment, which you're taking. But I have a big request to all of you. Please do not share photographs only of dogs and cats and birthday cakes and flowers, because sometimes the photographs that come, I mean, I don't want to discourage anybody, but you have been introduced to the masters of photography and photojournalism in the very first 2 weeks. I have shared with you a lot of good portraits, so you should start taking many portraits, maybe of different people. You should start capturing and make other moments which are key moments. Maybe, for example, monsoons are coming in the country. Now, if you're in a place where the monsoons have hit, like if you're in Delhi or any other place where the rains are coming in, and you capture a moment of the rains coming in and what's happening in the monsoon, or you have an emotion, or you have a person selling something and it's a very interesting moment, and you want to catch the life of that person, an environmental portrait of that person. Think and take a picture and share that picture, and give one or two lines context when you share it in discussion forum. For example, I've taken a picture of this person called Mohan, and Mohan is a vendor selling fruits under the bridge in this city, and he works from 9 to 12 or whatever, and he earns around 300 rupees per day. And I spent 1 hour with Mohan, and these are the best shots of that 1 hour I spent with Mohan. Then you can give us a little story about this person, Mohan, 3 or 4 lines or 5 lines, so we get to know about the person you spend some time with. Share the best shots, and then that will generate a discussion. Or you have got a moment like a moment of the rains lashing, and a child jumping in the rain and enjoying the rain, and that is not spending time there like 1 hour. It's a candid moment that you just got that moment and you think it's beautiful. You share that and you say, this is a moment I got early morning or late evening. This child was jumping in the puddle, I happened to be there. I don't know the name of the child, but I love the way he's enjoying the rain, and I'm sharing it here. So like that, start sending material, visual material in which you're engaging with, photographs that talk about your engagement with a certain moment, with a certain experience, with a certain person, and not decorated tables with birthday cakes and flowers and animals, because we are here to learn about telling stories, doing photography in a meaningful manner, right? Is that clear? Is that clear to everybody what kind of photographs we can share on the discussion forum? If you have understood, just put a Y. A Y is good enough. Just to know that I am connecting, because most of you are on mute. Lovely. Thank you so much for your response. Okay, so we have Sahana, who's doing B.Ed and who's done masters in anthropology. Wonderful, lovely group. We have a great community here, different people, different ages, different interests. We all can learn from each other. If we really start sharing photography, which we like to do, whichever kind of photographs we like to connect with, subjects, that will generate a lot of interest in the group. Now here you can see here, this is an email Mr. Balamurugan has shared. These are all the resources. Raghu Rai's portraits, then environmental portraits, then 10 tips for innovative environmental portraits, the elements of portrait photography, then how to photograph environmental portraits, then top tips for environmental portrait photography. You see, I scan for online resources, because now the web has so much of material. There's no dearth of very interesting and very good material created by other people. So I go through YouTube and I go through all these online resources, and then I curate and select some resources so that I can give you some suggestions or recommendations that here, if you look at these resources, you can learn from them in addition to the content which is already given to you within the MOOC. Within the course, we have recorded content and given to you, but there is so much of wonderful content out there on the internet that I go through and I select and I share with you. So you don't have to waste your time to find what will help me to do an assignment. I will keep giving you, as I give you assignments, I will also give you the material to see how to do your work well. And then you can browse through these videos. Please go through these videos, go through them, look at the photographs of all these photographers who've been listed, their websites, the links to their websites are given. Go to Mr. Raghu Rai's portrait section and go through the pictures he's taken and enjoy them. Don't be in a hurry. Enjoy the pictures, go through them, spend some time with them, and try and feel and learn that how is he taking a photograph. What does make him a master photographer or a photojournalist of excellence? How did he get a Padma Shri on his work on the Bangladesh war? What is it that makes his work unique? Why is Mr. Raghu Rai Mr. Raghu Rai? What makes Prashant Panjiyar? What makes Gurinder Osan? All these people who are heading, or who have done like amazing work in their journeys as photographers and photojournalists, they didn't do it overnight. They have a love for photography, but they continue to engage through their cameras with the world. Whatever they saw, they had a desire to make a photograph of it, but they had a way of looking at it. They had a way of addressing it. Now, if you don't learn all of this and you just innocently and ignorantly take a picture, okay, I've got a picture, okay, I've got a picture of a man sitting here selling apples. So what's great about this man sitting there apples? Could you get a moment of that man? Maybe he's tired. Maybe he's sad. Maybe he's very happy. Maybe he's smiling at the customer. Maybe he's just really kind of tired and he's had no customer and he has this hopeless look on his face which you've been able to get onto your camera. Can you get something about that Mohan, that fictitious character I created right now to help you learn? Can you tell me something about him or her or them through your photograph? That is the beautiful journey that you started with this course. That you are going to be engaging in your own personal journey of looking at the world through your camera, whatever camera you have. Is it a digital camera, digital single lens camera, a mirrored lens camera, or a mobile of any kind? But you have the eyes behind the camera that see the subject, and then you are the person who clicks and decides that this is a moment that I will take away from now. And it's beautiful. It gives you a lot of space and opportunity to engage with so many other human beings and other experiences, objects and activities through the way you look at the world. So Apurupa says she's doing geography and wonderful. And so great, very, very nice. So we have people from all walks of life, different parts of India and the world who are keen to use photography in their own personal journey of learning. Mr. Balamugan, can you quickly show them one academic script and one of the learning resources before we sign off? We have 5 more minutes for the session. Can you just show? So that will help them as well. I don't know if all of you are, when you're looking at the video, below every video, you will see 6 or 7 links that are given. So those 6 or 7 links that are given, they are links to the academic script for every video lesson, like lesson 1, part 1, part 2, part 3. For example, we'll have one academic script for lesson 1. it will also have the learning resources, online learning resources for the lesson 1. So whatever content which is not copyright free or which is not my own content, but which is great content available online, I have made a selection, and it is uploaded as a PDF with with links, active links to those resources in the PDF. You click on the PDF, you click on the links in the PDF, and that online resource will open. For every lesson, you are given certain recommended online resources of other interesting websites with either reading materials or photographs or videos through which you can strengthen the learning of that lesson. I strongly recommend that this content which is available for you, please do browse through it. Now, this is an academic script of the first lesson. Just scroll down, Mr. Balamurugan. 2 people have raised hands, Shilpi and Bidhan. I'll just take your questions. Quickly scroll down. So you will see the academic script puts down everything you have seen in the video. This is very helpful before you do your quiz, your multiple choice question. And when you prepare for the exam, you can go through the academic scripts. They will help you a lot to revise and refresh the content which is there in the video. Everything that's there in the video is also given to you as a form of an academic script. This is to help you to learn better and kind of go through the material. Then the learning resources, Mr. Balamurugan, that's great. Thank you so much. Can you just show them quickly a learning resource as well? Yeah, Bidhan Kushna, you can ask your question, please, while he's lining up the next resource. We have another 2 or 3 minutes. Yeah, it was a mistake, Shilpi. No problem. Bidhan, do you have a question?
Yes, ma'am. Can I ask why?
Please do. You're most welcome.
Actually, ma'am, I completed my post-graduation from mass communication background from Utkal University, Odisha.
Okay.
Actually, your course is very helpful for my preparation. Currently, I am preparing for UGC NET. Okay. Thank you for that. Thank you for your course, ma'am. Actually, I want to know about actually photojournalism and normal photography. What is the actual difference? I'm trying to confuse. So can you please?
Okay. So your question is what is the difference between photography and photojournalism? Is that your question?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So Bidhan, photography means just taking photography. For example, you can also be a fashion photographer. Okay, in which people are doing modeling and you are a photographer. You can be an advertising photographer, that you are working for an advertising agency and you are photographing, for example, a shampoo bottle, or you're photographing anything. Okay, so photography means taking a photograph of anything. But a photojournalist is not only a photographer but is also a journalist. And when you have already done mass communication, so journalism means, in journalism we have hard news and we have soft news. We have certain kind of stories. Okay, so those certain stories that we are telling are about certain news, which could be something which is happening live right now, hard news, or it could be a feature story, it could be a soft story, it could be travel, it could be wildlife, it could also be fashion in a certain way. But a journalist is not only a creative photographer. A journalist is also trying to understand the context of where the photograph is taken and is giving us the background. Like I don't know if you were there from the very beginning. And I said that then when you share a photograph, give us the story behind the photograph. Give us 3-4 lines about where the photograph happened. We want to be knowing about not only the picture, but the context of where the picture happened. Now, a journalist is like a reporter, or is curious to know what is happening, why it is happening, where it is happening, how it is happening. So if you have the mindset of a journalist, when you take photograph, you'll go deeper into the photography subject. You will not be on the surface and just take a photograph and file it. You will try to get a little bit more behind the photograph. And I recommend the academic script that Mr. Balamurugan just showed you. Read the academic script, because I have given very detailed content on what is a photojournalist, who is a photojournalist, what are the various qualities and skills necessary to be a photojournalist. All of that is there in the video. It is also given very, very clearly and simply for you to understand and follow in the academic script. Once you read it, then you will see that what are the different qualities and skills you need to develop yourself as a photojournalist, which is a little bit more than just being a photographer, but obviously you're also a photographer. The PDFs are there, Jonas. In the video, when you open the video, quickly, I'll just show it to you. Mr. Balamurugan, can you just scroll down the online resources? So this is, So this online resources for lesson 1. Pause. First section, you can see foundational learning resources. You can see that. Okay. All of you can see that. So this foundational learning resources are the basic learning resources which you should definitely go through. Below that, advanced learning resources are for people who want to learn more. That is a little bit extra I'm giving, because many people, just want to do the basic stuff. So if you want to do only the basic stuff, look at least at the foundational learning resources. That's the minimum. You must go through these links. They'll really help you. But if you want to have, you want to really develop your learning beyond the basic minimum, then I have given a little bit more in the advanced learning resources. These are all active links. Click on the link and that link will open and you will learn. Mr. Balamurugan, go down please on the PDF. Second page is videos, external links. So these are 2 videos I selected for our lesson 1. Outside of my lesson 1, one is a Nat Geo, both are National Geographic videos, very nice videos. And these are 2 videos I recommend you all should watch. Then the photographs, external links. I have given the links to Mr. Raghu Rai's photographs and other photographs, Mahatma Gandhi's photographs, 9/11, the tragedy that happened. Alan Kurdi, Dinesh Krishnan talks about Alan Kurdi in the lesson, but I do not have the permission, the copyright permission to use the photograph in my edit. And where I do not have the permission to edit, use somebody else's work, there I can only give you the link where you can go to that link and see the story and see the photograph. So this way, all the material you need to learn will always be given to you in the online resources, which is not there in our videos. So you will be given everything. You just have to open the PDFs and click on them. Yeah, please, Mr. Balamurugan, that's it, right? Now, can you show them on the dashboard where it is available below the video? Because there's a question where we will find the PDFs. Can you just show it to them? We'll just quickly demonstrate to you. Ratish Rajan is asking, we received emails from SWAYAM and available in week 1 session. Yeah. So they are, but maybe, yeah. So please see this very, very carefully. Those of you who are here now, just go up, Mr. Balamurugan, go on the top of the, yeah. So this is your page, right? This is your page. Now in your page, you can see here, announcements about the course, questions and answers, progress. Ignore the progress. Don't worry about the progress. If you are watching the videos and you're doing your assignments and you're joining the discussion forum and you're active on the discussion forum, you're sharing your photographs, you're sending a comment, you're responding to other people's photographs, then that is the true progress, because I am there in the discussion forum. You are all in the discussion forum. We all can see who all are actually making progress. The true progress is to be actively involved in the discussion forum and every 2 weeks to actively participate in this online interaction. That is the true progress. You forget about the percentage here and do your assignments. Stay in touch with me. You will progress. Don't you worry. All right. So all this content is here. Then you have on the left-hand side, you can see the course outline, week 1. Click on every link here and the content for that week will open. Right-hand side, you have one particular video that is open. Here it is week 1, lesson 1, part 1. Mr. Balamurugan, scroll down, please. Below this, you have these 2 questions, which is self-assessment. This is not for marks. Don't worry about marks. Marks are your assignments that I'm giving you. This is just for your own self-practice. It's a practice question. Below that, Mr. Balamurugan, go down, scroll down. Here, click here for online resources. So click here for the academic script. Click here for objectives. Click here for glossary. Click here for steps to access the course content and join the discussion forum. Click here for summary. Click here for FAQs. Click here for references. Click here for practical photography assignments, online resources. So wherever in every week you are watching the video, below the video, everything will be available. Now, for example, today, many people have missed the live interaction, right? Now, the recording of the live interaction has been done. It will be edited. By tomorrow or day after, this recording will be made available both as an email. It will go to everybody that here is the link of the recording. Also, this recording will be uploaded and it will be available in the week 1 dashboard, and in the week 2 dashboard, and it will be available below the all the resources here. Just below the resources which we saw, click here for resources. We will give the link here on week 1 and on week 2 and on the left hand side on the dashboard. So wherever a learner comes, we are a very user friendly and a learner friendly course. I try to give the content in various ways. So whatever way helps you, email or the weekly drop down menu or the individual lesson, anywhere you click, you will find the recording. So those who are not here, they can play the recording and they can catch up if they wish. That's their desire. Yes, Prabhanjana, you can also access the content on your desktop. Right now, we are on desktop. For desktop, what is the thing they have to choose, Mr. Balamurugan, for the desktop version? To open the content on the desktop version, on the desktop, can you just tell that? There is something on the right, on the top, you have to select that, and then you can have a desktop as well. The course can open both on your mobile as well as on your desktop. Even the replies that you're giving on the discussion forum, you can reply from your desktop and you can also reply from your mobile. Mr. Balamurugan, can you tell him, please? Yeah, okay. So Mr. Bala is checking. Also, how can you show us how to submit or share the work? Mr. Balamurugan, can you quickly open the assignment? Jonas is asking, can you show how to submit or share the work? See, for the discussion forum, Jonas, it's not a problem. It's like an email. Like you're sending an email to anybody, right? We make an attachment. When we send an email, whatever you want to share, you will put it as an attachment. Okay. So when you're on the discussion forum, you simply have to click on attach. Attach the photographs you want to attach to the email and you have to reply to all. Just remember, you're sending to the course ID, but also to all. If you send it to only the course ID, only I will get your message and your photograph. You have to select reply to all or send to all. Then everybody will see your photographs and your emails. So will I. And we all will reply to all. That is for the discussion forum. Assignment, you can see here. This is week 1 written assignment dashboard. So here, the due date is midnight. It's always midnight, just before the new day starts, 30th of September. And please go through the instruction. Ask Dr. Radhika Khanna any questions on the discussion forum. Here also, I've given the link of how to join the discussion group, because people get very lost on how to join the discussion group. So the discussion group link is being sent to you again and again through various ways, on the assignment, on the email, so you cannot miss it. Just click on it and you'll be a part of the group. So submission date is given And so you will copy wherever you type your assignment, you can type it outside in a Word document if you want. And then you can do, if you want, use Grammarly or anything, a Grammarly check or any other computing software that can help you to improve your grammar. And then you can either type it directly here on the dashboard, and you can save it as a draft, and you can later improve on it. And finally you click on submit, and once you click on submit, then it will be submitted. Otherwise, if it's a working draft, you can save it as a draft, and you can finally, when you are ready, you can submit it. For photographs also, you can show them, Mr. Balamurgan, for practical photography. So either you can type it here or you can copy paste here. Okay, so now here you can see here very clear instructions, file and size. The maximum size is 10 MB, and keep okay, so your submission. So here you will submit. When you start selecting on submission, it will ask you to attach, like we attach on an email, right? Like an uploading or an attachment. And you will attach, and you will attach it as PP1, your name. For example, your name is Jonas _Jonas _MOOC24 _emotion1. Then the next one again, PP1 _ Jonas _MOOC24 _emotion2. So you will rename your two photographs like this, and you will attach them here. It's saying here add file. Maximum of 2 files allowed, your submission, and add file. You will click on it and it will allow you to add 2 files. It's very simple. It's very accessible. And if you have any problems anywhere, we will meet every 2 weeks. But in between, either if there's a question or a doubt or a problem, or you have a photograph to share, or you found any other online link which you think is really great, which you want to contribute or share with the community, that there's a great resource that, which will help us with this week, what we are doing in the first 2 weeks. Go step by step. Don't go in the future. Keep to the course content, because then we are focused, So if you find any other online resources which you would like to contribute because you think that's a great resource for everybody to check out, please share that. You're most welcome. Okay, any other questions? Ratish, week 1 graded assessment results. I will not be, if there are any assignments, I will try to check them in every 2 or 3 weeks. But like I said, you should not be in a hurry to give an assignment right now, because I have given you 15 online resources to go through, right? And those 10 to 15, the various online resources that have been given to you to do better assignments, you should go through all of them, so that your work should also be very, very, very exceptional. If you really want to learn, then you have to make an effort. And if you want to make an effort, look at what other people are doing, other people who are known for their photography acumen, photography insights, how they're shooting, how they're treating subjects. Look at all of this and keep doing. Every day take some work or the other. Don't be in a hurry to give the assignment, because I have given time to everybody till 30th of September. Why? Because you should digest, you should absorb and observe, and then apply your learning. And when you are ready, that I think I've got those 2 photographs which I would be very happy to upload as an assignment. Until then, in the journey of the work you're doing, you can keep sharing on the discussion forum. You will get feedback, you will get better, you will see other people's work, and then whichever are your 2 best shots, which you think are your 2 best shots, you can give it for the assignment. All right. Okay, any other questions, or then we will sign off for today? Are there any other questions? I will also, Mr. Balamurgan, can you also put the, or maybe I can put it. I have created an Instagram handle. I think it's called. So this is on this DMMC PU is the Instagram handle of the Department of Electronic Media and Mass Communication of Pondicherry University, where I also teach and I also head the department. So on this Instagram handle, every day I'm releasing a kind of a short reel. Every day we are releasing a reel related to this week's course content. So we release a short reel so that can encourage people who are following or who are not following, to encourage them to also get interested in this course and join this course. So I have a request that if you can also kind of see the content on because you're already in the course, and if you're liking the course, then maybe some of these reels that are which are excerpts from the lesson, the first 2 weeks. We have covered the first 2 weeks till now. So from the first 2 weeks, we have selected some moments and we have put them onto this Instagram handle. If you could share these reels with others, it might encourage others also to get interested and join our community. So all together, people who are interested, we all can really do something interesting together and help each other. I just gave the Insta ID above, na? 1 second. It is DEMMCPU. I have given the account above. I have. I'm just going here. I'm checking. Yeah, that's it. That's our official ID. The Insta handle. Yeah, thank you, Prabhanjana. Thank you so much. That's what I say. See, we can always learn from each other. I'm learning how to be on Instagram because I'm the older generation, and so I'm learning from my students on how to make reels on Instagram. I'm learning how to make captions. I'm learning how to put music. So Mr. Balamurgan and I are constantly learning every day how to make better content for Insta, because we are not the generation who were born with mobiles, or who are primarily on social media. But we are also training ourselves on how to use this media so that we can reach out to a larger number of people with content, which I know in this course that we have is something which is very, very precious. And I am learning every day. And Mr. Balamurgan and I and one or two others, we have a deadline that we have to make 6 reels every week. That one reel every day has to go up for every week, and this I'm doing for the first time in my life. And I didn't know how to do it. Neither did Mr. Balamurgan knew how to do it. We have self-taught ourselves, and we're doing this content and trying to see how. And you can give me suggestions if you have any suggestions, or if you think you are good at Insta, you can cut a reel and you can share with me, and I would be happy to put it onto our handle as well. So you can support us as well, because like I said, it's a community, and it's an authentic, true community of really facilitating learning for those who are aspiring to learn from anywhere in the world, and of any age and of any background. If you want to learn, we can learn till the end of our lives, till the last breath. I mean, there is no end to learning, and we can learn from everybody and anybody. And I love learning, and that's why I'm in the field of education. And this course is a great source of joy for me for the last 3 years. I absolutely love engaging with all of you, and we're going to stay in touch. That's it. Okay. And I will also be inviting other photographers in a live interaction, but not now. Maybe from the World Photography Day onwards, we'll have one expert coming in. The photo contest also I would announce, but we will give everybody time to learn and not submit entries in a hurry. You'll have plenty of time to do good work. Concentrate on developing yourself, and we are there for each other. All right. Any other questions, or should we sign off for now? Okay. Just remember one last thing, that in the discussion forum, If you are replying only to me, then I will let you know that you are replying only to me. Please reply to all, and then you would be able to follow this. So if you follow me, my emails as well as on the discussion forum, you will constantly get updated content. Don't worry. But just open the email or the feedback and then you will know. But do reply to all. Don't worry about the photo contest. The photo contest we will announce around the World Photography Day. World Photography Day is 21st of August. We will have a big event, and I will invite a photographer, a photojournalist to meet all of you. And also the contest will be announced on World Photography Day. Until then, just keep sharing your work and doing your work. All right. So I'm signing off for now. Thank you so much. Bye. And thank you for joining us. The recording will also be made available. So if you have friends who have missed the live interaction, you can tell them to click on the recording and access today's proceedings. Thank you very much and bye for now. Bye, everybody. Bye.